Hello, everybody. I hope this message finds you well. Um, Today, we're answering yet another question from one of our viewers, and I'll read the question. It's a two-part question. The first part reads: Is simply performing good deeds sufficient to gain God's favor? Is simply performing good deeds sufficient to gain God's favor? I believe that means to be saved, to be one with God, with one with God's mission. Well, it's okay to do good deeds, but it's not sufficient, because in the deeds there's this thing called intentions. All right. If you read Matthew chapter 6, verse 6, actually verse 5, Christ said, "But you, when you go to pray, go in your closet, go in a private space. Don't be like the hypocrites who come out and they stand in the synagogue so that everybody can see them pray and see all their righteousness. But you," in verse 6, he said, "go into a closet, into your private space, pray to your Father, have a relationship with God." It's all about relationship with God. The intent is to relate with God, to have a bond with God. That's where the deed pays off. It's not the actual deed itself, but the root cause of the deed. What are you doing it for? That's what God is mostly concerned about. So it's not sufficient just to perform good deeds, because in so doing, you still can be lost. If you read further, one more chapter over, which is Matthew chapter 7, Christ gives a story about those who will come to him and say, "Hey, Master, we fed in your name, we clothed people in your name, we performed miracles in your name, we preached in your name, we brought people close to you." And he's going to say, "I know you not. Please remove yourself from my presence. I don't know you." Why? Because they were doing those things in order to receive glory from mankind, glory from other beings, glory to say, "Oh, look at them. Look at how good they do their things." And yet they had no relationship with God. So it's a very sad thing that you do something good, but your intentions actually remove you from something that is good for you. The second part of the question reads: If a person lives a morally good life, but does not engage in acts that are considered holy. I believe the question the person is trying to ask: if you don't engage in good deeds that help others, excuse me, recovering from a flu. If you don't do things that help others, that uplift others, but you live a morally good life. You don't murder, you don't steal, you don't kill, you don't hate on people, you just mind your own business, you live your own life, but you really don't engage in society, in community, in helping the poor, uplifting the broken. Why is that not sufficient? Well, because Philippians chapter 2, verse 13, I believe, the Bible says, "For it is the goodness of God that causes you to do righteousness." Okay? Meaning, you have to have a relationship with God first. And when you have a relationship with God, God inside of you. Go into Revelation chapter 3, where he says, "I stand at the door knocking at your heart, and whoever opens the door, I will come in and I will sup, I will dine with him." That means having God in your life. It is that goodness of God that causes you to do good deeds. So you can live a morally good life, but that's you living the life. When God lives the life inside of you, he will cause you to do acts that are considered holy, as the question asks. If you read Isaiah chapter 58, it also talks about true fasting. If you read James chapter 1, verse 27, it talks about true religion. And those two passages talk about fasting and true religion is caring for the widow, the orphan, the poor, and doing good deeds for the glory of God and drawing others to Christ. So you can live good deeds, your good deeds, they won't save you. But the good deeds of God will save you, because in doing good deeds for others, it humbles you. It makes you a better person. It makes you reflect more on the goodness of God over your life, which is what pours out to the lives of others. Thank you for watching, and thank you for being here. God bless you.